Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. We are on location from Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights home campus, bringing you girls varsity lacrosse featuring the rival Blake Bears coming in 2-3 to play the home Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights, who have a 3-1 record. Glad you're with us on a very cold, blustery, rainy late April day here in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. It's going to be interesting to see how the weather conditions are going to affect the players, especially the footing would be my concern for both teams. Injuries, slipping. I'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm Robert Christensen. Glad you're with us as we broadcast this great rivalry between the Blake Bears, whose school is not too far away down in Hopkins of Highway 7, and we're, of course, off Highway 100, where Benilde-St. Margaret's is located, and the Blake Bears are coming out onto the field. They're in blue, and some of those girls are not wearing long sleeve shirts, so they're showing some toughness on the Blake Bears. And now the Red Knights coming out in their customary white home uniforms with red shorts, and we're about to begin here. At the center circle for the Blake Bears is number 11. And of course, we do not have a number for number 11, so if we can get that, we'll try to pass that along. And for Benilde, it's number 4, and she is Patty Burns, a sophomore midfielder, and we're about to begin here. Benilde going from right to left. Blake in blue going from left to right and off the face-off, and it is picked up by Blake, and they'll have first possession and the first opportunity to score. Nice pass down to number 19 for Blake on the near corner. She is... Don't have a number for her either on this program. My goodness, sorry about that. Try to get her name as well. We'll just call her number 19, and she does have the ball right now. Just picked up this program right as I walked in here prior to the broadcast, and two of the players that have touched the ball for Blake, we don't have their names. Sorry about that once again, but Blake still maintaining possession, but losing it there. That is number 15, and we don't have her number either. Huh, interesting. So that's 3 of 3 we don't have names for. Apologize for that. And Blake still maintaining possession here, just underway here. 24 minutes to go, first half. It's out to number 6 for Blake, and now we have a name. Her name is Brett. Oh, wait a minute here. Hold on a second. Blake still with possession, and now they lose it. Picking it up there for Benilde-St. Margaret's. That's Piper Elin, the sophomore, and now she's off and gets it across midfield, but nice interception there by number 7 for Blake. Brooke Leigh, she's a sophomore defender, and Leigh still has it. She comes across now the 10-yard line all by herself, and then she gives it up behind the net there to number 3, Ava Oxford. And Blake is now back on the offensive. Nice interception there. If we can get that on a replay at the next stoppage, that was a beautiful interception by Blake along the sideline. And now they are back in business on offense. Number 2 with it there, that's Ellie Morrison, just an 8th grader. Morrison drives the right side, gets it behind the net. Blake doing a nice job passing that ball around. Only turned the ball over once so far. And there's a nice lead-in pass, and a shot goes across the crossbar taken by Elliott Mitchell, sophomore. And here's that replay on that shot by Mitchell. She comes right in, and you can see the camera how much moisture there is in the air. Just a steady, very light rain though, not really going to impact them except for the footing. And so far I haven't noticed anybody slipping, so looks like they have the right type of footwear, at least so far. Now having it there for Blake is number 10, that's Catherine Berry. Berry looking for a way to get in closer, but good defense by Benilde. That's number 4 on defense for the Red Knights, Tilly Wolf. And we have a whistle on the drive to the net, and that is going to be a free shot now for Blake. Number 10 has the ball and an opportunity to score. Catherine Berry. Let's see what she does with it. And she does put it in the net and beats the goaltender, number 30, Brooke Nelson, just an 8th grader in nets for Benilde, but great shot because she put it right on the ground. Let's look at the replay. And she came right in and she hit the goal line and just beat her down on the left side, right along the right goalpost there. So Blake off to a 1-0 lead, and we'll go back to the center circle. Time of that goal, 21:34. So 2 offensive possessions for Blake so far. They've scored on one of them. And that whole sequence started with that beautiful interception right around the 50-yard line. Cutting it off was a Blake defender, and then she ran it all the way down, passed it, and that led to the foul and then the goal. Okay, in there to take the face-off for Benilde, that is Tilly Wolf, number 4, and she comes away with it. Oh, no, gives it up. Ball still loose. Down goes Benilde's number 5. That's Sally Callinger out there. She's a captain and a senior. And now we have a whistle and a push on Benilde, it looks like. So Blake is going to have possession. Blake now with it, back on offense. This is their 3rd possession of the first half. They're 1-2 so far. Now behind the net, that's number 19 for Blake. That's Erin Leigh, just a freshman. Leigh with it now. Gives it up to number 15 for Blake. That is Elliott Mitchell, also a sophomore. Blake, young school now. Number 2 has it for Blake. That's Ellie Morrison, an 8th grader. All underclassmen holding it down the fort on the right side of the offensive end for the Bears. Now running and wheeling is number 11 for Blake. That's Jackie Weyerhaeuser. She's a sophomore. Weyerhaeuser gives it up to Morrison. Now back to Weyerhaeuser. Excuse me, that's Catherine Berry, number 10. Nope, it is Weyerhaeuser. Okay, now to the far side. Blake, after trying the right side, going to try to get some penetration on the left. Ball getting passed around. Weyerhaeuser now behind the net. Gives it up to number 6 as she chases towards the net and loses it. Good defense by Benilde. That was Anna Fleming there on the rush. And that is a turnover. And the goaltender for Benilde, Brooke Nelson, comes up with it. Now gives it to the right side to number 10. That is Elizabeth Valley. Now they wheel it and bring it back all the way to Brooke Nelson. And they'll start it up the left side. Nice cross pass there, received by number 10. That is Elizabeth Valley, the junior. And now another interception by Blake, much like before, and they are off to the races. Blake Bears, that's number 2. Morrison comes right in and shoots and scores. Came right in, caught right across the goal mouth there and beat Brooke Nelson. And it's suddenly 2-0 Blake Bells. Look at the speed there displayed by Ellie Morrison. And then the nice cutback against the grain against number 20 on defense. Gunvalson unable to stop in time as Morrison cut left and put it in the net, and that is now a 2-0 lead for Blake. That comes with 19:19 to go, first half. And we'll go back to the center circle, and there to take the draw for Blake is number 11, Jackie Weyerhaeuser. And for Benilde, it's once again number 4, Tilly Wolf. So far, Blake has had the advantage. They've had the possession 3 times. They've scored 2 out of 3, so very efficient on offense. Being displayed by the Blake Bears. They came in with a 2-3 record. Benilde 3-1. But right now, Blake very dominating here, and they win that face-off for the. There it is. There's evidence of the turf being slippery, and that caused a turnover. And let's see if Benilde can take advantage. Number 19 is Spencer Creek. Whoops, that's not the right program. Let's see here. Number 19, that's Emma Peschel, of course, the freshman. Now, Benilde, for the first time, are going to set up on the offensive end. try to cut the score in half as they're down 2-0. Now that's number 12 at the top of the key, Piper Elin. Elin with it. She tries to find room. Now brings it all the way around the net. Still looking. Nobody available. Blake playing good, tight defense around that perimeter. That's Tilly Wolf with it. Now to Callinger. No, that's Carolyn Pauley, actually. Pauley comes in, and she tries to shoot. Couldn't get much on it. Her shot was hampered. Actually, that was Peschel with the rush there. Benilde, though, gets the rebound behind the net. That's Lauren Palmer, number 10. Or she's a sophomore. Now rushing from behind, that's Maitland Luxon. Luxon with it, number 6. Trying to spin move. Great defense by Blake. Really holding down the fort on the right side there. Twice now, Benilde's tried to get in there. Now Callinger, number 12, and she gives it up. Nice little shovel pass to Grace Juckness. Juckness now with it. She's a captain. Watch she come in and shoots. Wow, what a great move. She just couldn't put it on net, and it goes out of bounds. 17:42, clock still running first half. Benilde getting close here. You get the sense there might be a goal here soon. Grace Juckness had a nice opportunity, just unable to put it on net. All right, now back underway. That's Maitland Luxon, the junior. Number 6, now behind the net to number 7, Palmer. Palmer coming around. Oh, gets pushed away. Nice defense by Blake. Once again, coming right inside, and now we got a whistle just as number 7, Lauren Palmer, trying to sneak in there right about the 10-yard line, which is 5 yards from the goal mouth, and they blew a whistle, and it's going to be a free shot here coming for Palmer, number 7. She's pretty far out, though. She's a good 12 yards. Backing her up another step. Much like a director on a stage, they're getting everybody placed. Okay, action. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Watch number 7. She comes in, she gets pushed away, takes a shot and scores. Nice shot. Right below the right shoulder of number 24. The goaltender gets beat. Madeline Florida, the junior. And watch this great move by Palmer from the left side and just fools her. And there you can see the disgust in the body language of Madeline Florida. But Benilde cuts the lead to 1 on Palmer's penalty shot. So we go back to the center circle, and now in there to take the draw for Benilde is number 9, Maggie Anderson, the junior. So far, Blake has had their way on these face-offs. Benilde, though, trying to capitalize on the momentum after that last goal by Palmer just a moment ago, and now we have a whistle on the face-off, and in there for Blake is number 11. That's Jackie Weyerhaeuser. So it's Weyerhaeuser versus Benilde's Maggie Anderson. This is the 3rd player Benilde has tried, so trying to win it, and coming away with it is Anderson, and boy, she is off to the races. Gives it up to the left side to Callinger. On the bounce, she handles it. They're going to try to get a shot here before Blake can get set up. Still looking, lots of cutters in the middle. Not finding anything, though. Now number 4, that's Wolf. And the shot and a goal by Sally Callinger, and she ties it up. Off the face-off, off the ensuing goal, and now Benilde scores 2 goals within a minute. Very efficient. They tie it up. Nice pass to Callinger, and she does the spin move as the defender, number 17, overplayed her, Morgan Ramsey. Couldn't stop in time, and Callinger on that spin move makes that shot to tie it up with exactly 16 minutes to go, and back to the center circle, and not a surprise who's back there to take the draw for Benilde, Maggie Anderson. She made it happen, folks. She should get an assist on that. She's going for 2 in a row here, and Benilde going for a 3rd straight goal in the first half. They were down 2-0, and they've suddenly tied it just as fast as they were down, and now we got a whistle.
Piper Elin.
So Piper Elin is credited with that goal. Excuse me, I thought that was Sally Callinger, but she's 5, so my fault. Apologies to Piper Elin. Great goal, number 12. Now Blake right back on the offense. Shot misses the goal. Goes out of bounds. Blake chasing it, and they're going to give possession to Blake. So if you're just joining us, you have an excellent contest here. Great action, great scoring, also great defense. Low 40-degree, late afternoon, rainy, not much wind. A little slippery out there. There's a nice pass and wide open and a goal. Wow, that was amazing. Sneaking around the goal unguarded was Calissa Krutel, the sophomore. Look at that, wide open, having her way. That's number 19, actually, that made that goal. Erin Leigh, the freshman. Somehow Benilde defense lost track, and just like that, Blake answers right back. Less than a minute after Benilde's tying goal, the Blake Bears are up 3-2. Back to the center circle, Maggie Anderson for Benilde. And I believe that is number 11, Jackie Weyerhaeuser for Blake at the center circle, but Maggie Anderson wins another one, and she is off to the races. She's much taller than everyone, or so it seems, spinning around, and she draws a whistle. And it looks like Blake is going to get the ball back. Not sure what the call was there. Charging was the call, so not in control is the call on Maggie. So now Blake has it. That's number 2, Ellie Morrison. Ball comes loose, big collision there between number 4 for Benilde, Tilly Wolf, and a Blake player is down or slow to get up. And that was quite the collision. It looks like her left leg, that's number 6. Anna Fleming, here's the replay. Let's see, Fleming comes in from the right side and, oh, just a big collision right into Wolf. Here, and then Blake off to the races, so she comes off with aid. We'll try to get you the substitute, but she looks like she banged that knee on the left outside part of it. She is putting weight on it, so that's a good sign. Looks like it might just be a bruise. But Blake now back on offense, up 3-2. So after Maggie Anderson wins that face-off, she loses it on a charging call, and then Blake is off to the races. Down one player due to injury, but here they are now back in the offensive end, and they are very good. This is a well-balanced team. Great lacrosse action here on ParkTV 16 Sports. Glad you're with us. That's Erin Leigh. She got the last goal to take the lead at 3-2, and her pass, little miscommunication. Ball gets away, and Benilde is right there to scoop it up, almost. Blake trying to recover it, and they do successfully. So almost an opportunity there for the Red Knights, but the Bears have it right back, and that's Erin Leigh taking it over. Erin Leigh still looking. Or that's Leigh with it. She just took a pass from Oxford. Good defense by Benilde. And we have a whistle right at the play there. And Blake will retain possession. It's number 10 with it, Catherine Berry. Berry has a shot at the net. Will she take it? She's pretty far out, but she might take her shot. She does take out. She fakes it, then gets a pass in underneath, and a shot goes wide right. Ball still alive. Blake is going to keep possession. Taking that shot was number 10, Berry. Now Blake with it. That's Berry. Berry gives it over to number 11. That's Weyerhaeuser. Weyerhaeuser gets turned around. Great double team defense there by Benilde. Ball gets away from Blake. They recover nicely there. Number 2, Ellie Morrison. Morrison behind the net now. That's Erin Leigh. Leigh with it, number 19. Being guarded very well by Sally Callinger, number 5. Senior captain. Keeping an eye on Leigh. You got your best defender. Now coming away with it is number 12, Piper Elin. She also has a goal this afternoon. And it gets back to the goaltender, Nelson. Nelson swings it over to the left side. And that's number 13 with it, Caroline Pauly, the senior. And pass, a little bit reckless there, taken by number 20, Gunvalson, and didn't look like anybody was nearby, but Benilde does get lucky, and they come away with it. That's number 6, Luxon. Luxon with it now sets up shop, and now we have an offensive opportunity here for Benilde. That's number 18 with it. Grace Juckness. She had one opportunity early. Her shot went wide left. She came in close. Now Benilde trying to tie it up here as we approach 11 minutes to go, first half. On the near side, that's number 9, Maggie Anderson, the junior. Gives it up to number 13, Polly. To Juckness over to the right side. That's number 3, Jane Whoit, the senior captain. I should say tri-captain. Now Benilde all the way around the horn. Finally, that's Elizabeth Valley. Gives it up. Now Valley with it right kind of on the doorstep. What's she going to do now? She gives up to number 6. That's Luxon. Luxon looking for a cutter. Nobody open. There's another cutter. Nobody open. She's maintaining possession. Still nobody open. Great defense by Blake. And now we have a whistle. And we got a yellow card going to come out here against Blake. Coming off the field. It's number 17. Morgan Ramsey, not sure what the call is here. Oh, a little cross push there. Took a while for the whistle to blow, and there she does it again and hits her a third time, and finally that drew the whistle. She looks like, what did I do? So we got an advantage here. I'm not sure how long that's going to be, at least 30 seconds. What, 2 minutes? My goodness. Big opportunity for Benilde with a 2-minute player advantage. Let's see if they can take advantage. There's Elin now. And Juckness. You can sense. And the shot and a goal. Beautiful play executed around the horn. Juckness to Morgan Anderson to number 6, I believe. Look at the crisscross there. Juckness over to number 9, Anderson. Anderson finds Jane Whoit. And in the net it goes. Bang, bang, bang. Game tied. 9:59 to go. We go back to the center circle. And that player is still going to remain down. That's a 2-minute power play here. And this is more opportunity for Benilde to really make Blake pay on that.
Number 3, Jane Whoit.
So huge opportunity here in the first half for Benilde to get even more goals with the advantage. On one knee at the far side, you can see the top of the screen there to the left of the table, right in front of the visitor stands. That is number 17, Morgan Ramsey, kneeling for 2 minutes. But they win the all-important face-off for Blake. That is huge now. They are going to try to milk this clock. Heck, they're going to try to score. Benilde needed to get that face-off, and now we got a whistle. Way behind the play. Might be an offsides. And that's a turnover to Benilde. My goodness, I don't know what that call was. I really need to learn these. It was an offside? Wow, offsides. Okay. So that's offsides. That big mental error there for Blake. And now here comes Benilde across midfield on the left side. Almost losing her balance, but getting pushed, draws the whistle. Number 13, Caroline Pauly, was getting chased by Blake's Ellie Morrison and got tripped up now in the left side corner. That's Maitland Luxon. Luxon now with the player advantage. She wheels around the net. Luxon still with the... And she got cross-checked. So Blake, they are now starting to call the Blake Bears for just about every piece of contact here. So Blake's going to need to come up with a different strategy because it's really costing them big time on the penalty board. Here's the shot from point blank, 45 degree, comes right in and scores it. Goes right over the right shoulder, almost right over her head. And unable to make the save is Madeline, Florida. Meanwhile, I look over and Morgan Ramsey is still on one knee. Benilde has 2 goals as a result, and they have a 4-3 lead with 8:34 to go. And they still are going to have a player advantage, trying to get a 3rd goal. And let's look at the replay as they put it right in there. The very happy Benilde team as they're now up 4-3. And the cross check has really cost Blake, and then the offsides when they had one possession. That is really costly. So back to the center circle. And that is somebody new in there for Benilde. That's 18, Grace Juckness now taking the center, and she almost gets it. Elin tries to get it, but Blake scoops it up. But they call a whistle, and another infraction against Blake. They cannot stay away from being whistled. Now the ball into the four offensive zone again for Benilde. They got a 1-goal lead, their first lead of the afternoon, and they are looking for more with Morgan Ramsey. Now they are at full strength, so their advantage is over. Number 13 with it, Caroline Pauley. They still might have the momentum that could result in a goal that I could safely say would be connected to that penalty if they can score right now. And now we got a whistle and another cross check. And that's going to go against Blake. And she's going to sit. Nope, they're just moving her. Okay. So, but here's a free chance for Benilde to take a 2-goal lead. Tough angle here now. Trying to see who has it. That's number 7 for Benilde, Palmer. Palmer with it. She spins around, decided not to shoot. Almost a turnover there. Now with it is number 3. That's Palmer now behind the net. Trying to ride the momentum. Pass. Oh, nice defense by the goaltender for Blake. Madeline Florida blocks that, and it goes right to her teammate on the near side. Number 10 for Blake, Catherine Berry, is fouled there, so they'll start it up again with they have possession, and now she passes to midfield. Nice pass there to Weyerhaeuser's wide open in the middle. She comes down across the 20, 15, gets it behind to Erin Leigh, number 19. Leigh with it. So Blake trying to answer back here as we approach 6.5 minutes to go here, first half. The first of a doubleheader lacrosse night here from ParkTV 16 Sports. Following this match, we'll also be broadcasting the Blake Bears boys versus Benilde-St. Margaret's. And just as we watch Blake answer right back, it's almost was too easy. Catherine Berry just came right in. Let's see how she got so wide open. Well, she had it on her own and just kind of rubs off that screen, and she was wide open and put it right against that right post and beats Brooke Nelson. So there was a screen there, and that was well executed. She rubbed her defender right off the hip of the screener and created that opening space and was very efficient with her shot, beating Brooke Nelson to the lower right side. So that goal comes with 6:23 to go, but we're tied at 4, and we have a timeout on the field. I think Benilde may have taken that, I'm not sure, but that's the first timeout of the first half. And we'll look at the Metro West regular season standings. Benilde-St. Margaret's, one of the top-ranked teams in the state, off to a 2-0, 3-1 overall. So they're ahead on top of the conference, followed by Bloomington Jefferson, Chaska, Chanhassen, Bloomington Kennedy, St. Louis Park, and Robbinsdale Cooper. So if you're just joining us, the scoring went as follows. Blake got off to 2 early goals, then Benilde came back with 2 of their own. Then Blake got 1, and then there was a penalty on Morgan Ramsey, number 17 for Blake. 2 minutes, she was out, and that allowed Benilde to score 2 goals with that player advantage, and that got us to 4-3. And then just right now at 6:23, Blake tied it right back up. So back and forth here between these two traditionally strong girls lacrosse teams. So the timeout still continuing here. And there's a whistle from the referee, so we should be getting to going here fairly quickly. Blake Bears break their huddle. Now here comes Benilde. Both teams taking quite a bit of time here in these timeouts. But this is an important matchup for both these teams. They're both going to be challenging for a state tournament, that's for sure, or a state tournament berth, and they're going to come out of the same section. So these matches are very important. Okay, back to the center circle, following the Blake Bear fourth goal to tie it up. And that's Grace Juckness for Benilde to take the face-off. If you're just joining us, I would expect some more scoring the way it's been going before we get to the half. Okay, we're underway. And Blake wins that face-off, trying to get the lead. They've led most of the way here, coming straight in and shooting and scoring. My goodness, unassisted. Or no, it did not go in. My fault. That's Grace Callinger. Good save there. I missed that. There's Callinger on defense, and look at that steady play by the captain. Draws the whistle. That is an excellent piece of defense displayed by Grace Callinger, number 5. Here's the replay. She comes right in and puts the shot on. And Nelson saved it. I hardly ever see that. That was amazing defense. And then Callinger brings it out. Benilde back in business on offense. Boy, the momentum has really shifted towards them. They should try to take advantage of it here. Get up another goal. Let's see if they can use that momentum. There's Juckness. Juckness coming around, and she shoots and scores! Just like that. And it's interesting, they are beating the goaltender for Blake, Madeline, Florida, with high shots. I wonder if that's the scouting report on her. She's not very tall, as you can see, and yeah, they're, boy, right past her eye, right at her head, just over her left shoulder. Juckness fires a dart to the back of the net, and now Benilde back up 5-4. Lots of scoring, lots of great lacrosse action. So the clock is stopped with 5:13. We go back to the center circle, and that's Grace Juckness to take the draw. Blake has had their way most of the afternoon so far here in the first half at the face-off. And Juckness tried to use her height to get away with it, but Blake picks it up and draws a whistle. Picking it up there nicely is Jackie Weyerhaeuser, the number 11. Now Weyerhaeuser has it. She brings in the offensive zone. Gets it up ahead to number 2. That's Ellie Morrison. Morrison quickly gets it over to Erin Leigh. So Blake, they are wasting no time. Gosh, it's really good to watch good lacrosse as they pass this ball around. Hardly any mistakes by either team. How they bend their knees to catch those balls. That is a very, very good, highly skilled teams here. Now charging, putting the move on there. I think, was that number 2? I think that might have been Morrison again. Nope, that was number 6, Anna Fleming, the sophomore, and Fleming drew a whistle, so she's going to get the ball and have a direct shot at Brooke Nelson from the 15-yard line. That means she's just 10 yards away. Let's see what she does with it. And she comes right in and takes a shot and scores. Beats her just inside the right post to tie it up at 5 with 4:09 to go. Anna Fleming, here's the replay. She showed great speed on those first 2 steps, and neither Callinger or her teammate could catch up to her. So that's the speed of number 6, Anna Fleming. That first step gave her enough time to get that shot off and beat Nelson to tie it up. And now suddenly, after not a lot of scoring early on, we've had a flood of scoring back and forth. All right, back to the center circle. That's number 8 for Benilde against Juckness, or no, Juckness for Benilde. And number 8 is Kylee Gage, the sophomore. So Gage versus Juckness. Juckness has taken the center face-offs the last 3 times with mixed success. And after that, Blake wins it again. There's a penalty and infraction, so now they'll start it. Clock running now just below 4 minutes. And not a whistle, and this time an infraction against Benilde. And Blake takes off with it again. That's number 8, and another whistle. Kylee Gage has it. They're going to bring her back. Not sure what that call was, but they did forfeit 5 yards there. It might have been a 5-yard penalty. Now they're going to bring her back. She thought she heard the whistle. Kylee Gage, now she has it. Being guarded by number 4, Wolf. Now Erin Leigh in the corner. That's where she occupies most of her time. She's got a duck just flying right over. I don't know if that got in our screen. Beautiful woodlands surrounding the Benilde-St. Margaret campus. Blake back in offense, trying to break the tie once again. That's Ellie Morrison and finding all alone. And Erin Leigh, and what a save there by Brooke Nelson. Nelson comes up with a big save and robs Erin Leigh with a sure go-ahead goal. She can't believe it. She was so wide open. Wow. Now Benilde gets it back, and that's number 2 with it. So what a turn of events. Morgan Anderson. And that's Anderson trying to get it out of the defensive zone, and she's doing a good job as she negotiates the defense as she crosses midfield and lobs it ahead nicely. What a catch that was by number 9, Maggie Anderson. That was amazing. Over the head, over the shoulder catch. And also just nice touch on that. You'll never see a better pass than that. And now Maggie Anderson, following the infraction, cuts left behind the goal. Still keeps it. Now turns. Gets it to number 7, Palmer. The pass by Morgan Anderson to Maggie Anderson was unbelievable. I wonder if they're sisters. They bet they are. Let's see. Well, they're both juniors. They could be twins. I don't know. Clock still running, 2:10, 2:09 to go. Tied at 5 here. This non-conference matchup between Blake and Benilde. Long-time rivals in lacrosse as Benilde trying to get up here with less than 2 minutes to go. And being fouled there, I think they called a penalty on Blake as number 7, Lauren Palmer, was trying to get herself closer to the net, and now she's going to have a chance from the 15, just 10 yards away. Going to try to beat Madeline, Florida. Will she pass it? Or take the shot? Let's see. There's the whistle. Oh, she cuts left, then takes the shot and goes right over the crossbar and out of bounds. But Benilde retained possession there. Behind is Maitland Luxon. Here's the replay. Great defense. Great speed displayed by Blake's defense. Stop that shot opportunity, but Benilde still with it. 1:38 to go. Clock running, first half. And cutting right in on top and scoring beautifully. Maitland Luxon, the junior forward, put on a nice move and then beat the goaltender, Florida, over the shoulder. And yeah, the scouting report has to be shoot high on Florida. Turns left, cuts in right there, and that's the skill. Just gives enough room and then comes right back and fooled Florida. And Florida is being beat right around the eyes and around her helmet there on those shots. And now it's 6-5 Benilde, 1 minute, 31 seconds to go, first half. All right, back to the center circle. That's Juckness again for Benilde. And that's number 8 for Blake trying to get it. That's Kylee Gage, and Gage does come away with it. She's had her way on those faceoffs, and Blake is now back in business. Look at the speed on the left side, displayed by number 6, Fleming. Fleming with it. Pass now back to Erin Leigh. Leigh moving quickly. Oh, the pass just misses, ball loose, and coming up with it is Benilde. That's Morgan Anderson, Maggie Anderson once again having a great night. Excuse me, that's number 2, Morgan Anderson, my fault.
Good job, Morgan.
Morgan and Maggie ruling this near sideline here on defense. And there is Morgan, and Morgan will run up and see if she can get it ahead to Maggie. Morgan with it, crosses the 50. Being double teamed and wheels back smartly there, gets it to Wolf. Wolf now will try the center of the field as she comes across the 50, gets double teamed and finds Maggie Anderson, and she shoots in a save by Florida. And Maggie Anderson gets her own rebound and almost hits number 6 Fleming for a shot, but she just missed. picked up by number 12, Elin. Elin with it now. 30 seconds to go here, first half. Benilde trying to extend their lead to 2. 25 seconds to go. That's number 6, Luxon with it. Being guarded by Morgan Ramsey. Luxon cuts left, Ramsey stops her. 13 seconds to go. Pass in close, and nice save by Florida, and she gives it up 4 seconds. And that should be it here for the first half. Your score, Benilde-St. Margaret 6, Blake Bears 5. Come on back for half number 2.
I'm always the first one up. I'm always up for a challenge. I'll overcome any obstacle. I don't believe in limits. I refuse to be average.
Back to ParkTV 16 Sports. We are broadcasting from Benilde-St. Margaret's High School, bringing you varsity non-conference girls lacrosse. And the score is 6-5 as we begin the second half. And if you're just joining us, there was a lot of goals right at the end of the first half. Benilde scored the last 2 to take a 6-5 lead, and definitely had the momentum as the whistle sounded to end the first half. And now they just got possession again. They are in white uniforms, going from our left to our right. And we're just underway in the second half, 25 minutes to go. And Benilde now has the ball and the lead to begin the second half. And now coming towards us is number 4 for Benilde. That is Tilly Wolf. Excuse me. And now that's Grace Juckness, the captain senior. Number 18 gets it behind the net. Now picking it up is Piper Elin. She has a goal from the first half, and now Callinger trying to stave it from going out of bounds, and does pick it up. Nicely stops it and then picks it up. Number 5, Sally Callinger, now on offense. Gets it over to Piper Elin, number 12. Elin with it. And coming right in and shooting before she gets flattened is Emma Peschel, number 19, the freshman. Took a hard fall there as the ball goes out of bounds. There's the replay. She may have just lost her balance. Hard to tell from the camera angle. But she is going to get a free shot from about the 15-yard line. So from 10 yards out, a chance here now for Emma Peschel to give Benilde their largest lead of the evening. Early here in the second half. Let's see what happens. They'll try to close it. She comes right in and shoots, and it's stopped by her foot. Florida, the goaltender, stops Benilde-St. Margaret's. And they come away with it on the near side, running along the sideline and passing it nicely. Boy, that's excellent pass there by number 7 for Blake on defense, Brooke Leigh. She gives it up to Weyerhaeuser, and now Weyerhaeuser passes it ahead. Behind the net, that's Erin Leigh. She gives it up to number 15. That's Elliott Mitchell for Blake, and now their first offensive possession here to begin the second half. At the top of the key now. That's number 2, Ellie Morrison. Now behind the net to number 15, that's Mitchell. Mitchell flips it to number 19, Erin Leigh, and the pass in the middle, and the shot by Weyerhaeuser, number 11, and she puts it in the net and beats Brooke Nelson on the bounce shot to tie it up at 6. That goal coming with 21:52 to go as we look at the replay, and she beats her on the bounce shot right at the goal line.
Scoring for the Bears, number 11, Jackie
So
Weyerhaeuser.
Jackie Weyerhaeuser gets The first goal of the second half to tie it up at 6, and it has been a seesaw battle since the beginning. Benilde got up to Blake got up to a 2-goal lead, then Benilde answered to tie it, then it was 3-2, then it was 4-3 Benilde, then it was tied at 4, then it was 5-4, then 6-5, and now it's tied up here, and we've got a lot of half and a lot of scoring yet to come here as we go to the center circle. That's Grace Juckness, I believe again. No, this time it was Wolf. And Benilde wins a face-off here. That's Grace Juckness now coming down the right side. Juckness with it will set up shop for Benilde. They'll try to regain that lead on their first possession following that tying goal. And that's number 19 looking for some space for Benilde, Emma Peschel. Juckness now gets it to Sally Callinger. Callinger was playing mostly defense in the first half, but now she's playing offense. That is number 6 for Benilde being harassed. 6 is Maitland Luxon. Luxon still with it, looking for some space, being guarded very well there by number 14, Peyton Crosby, the sophomore midfielder. Still Luxon, still with it this whole time. Oh, there's a shot, this time taken by number 19, Emma Peschel. And Blake comes away with it, and that is number 7, Brooke Leigh on defense. And she brings it around, now gets it to Madeline Florida, the goaltender, gets it to the near side. Nice pass there to Catherine Barry, and Barry now comes back to the center of the field and crosses midfield. Catherine Barry crosses the 40. Now she cuts back in across the 30. Hits her teammate, Erin Leigh, who comes away with it. Good defense, though, by Benilde's number 16, Anna Poland, though. Poland able to keep her away from trying to turn around and score on that lead pass. Now that is Weyerhaeuser. Weyerhaeuser now got the last goal to tie it up. She comes right, gets knocked down by Callinger, and that draws a whistle. And now a free shot as Callinger tries to come in from behind to interrupt that shot here that Weyerhaeuser's about to take from about the 20. She comes right in, passes it, and the shot and a goal, and how she got so wide open in the middle there. I don't understand that at all. Boy, that was a bang play. Here is coming in there, Weyerhaeuser gets pushed off and then looks and then gets pushed down. Okay, that was the penalty. So after that, here it is, the pass right there, wide open. And that just gets it in the corner, taking the shot, number 15, Elliott Mitchell. Somehow got left wide open on the doorstep, and she snuck that ball in just in the upper right-hand corner of the goal, just barely, but nice shot, enough to beat Brooke Nelson. So 9:51 to go. The Blake Bears have scored 2 in a row to take the lead once again at 7-6, and they get the ensuing face-off, and that's Weyerhaeuser, and Blake is back in business. That pass, though, sails and goes out of bounds, intended for number 2, Ellie Morrison. So that's a turnover, and Benilde will get it right back with the clock stopped. 19:32 to go. And Benilde back in business, clock underway. And that is Wolf. Wolf brings it across midfield. Wolf with it, gets it to Callinger at the 40. Now she brings it across the 30. And look at the speed shown by Mary Callinger. She brings it in quickly now behind the net. And see what she does with it. She'll be looking for some cutters. Or she may take it, she loses it. Picked up, though, this time by number 7. That is Lauren Palmer. Palmer with it. Callinger wheels back around as Palmer comes here on the far side, or the near side, excuse me. Now Grace Juckness will bring it up to the top at about the 25. Gets it over to Callinger. Callinger coming right in, shoots with the bounce shot. It goes over the crossbar, but there was a whistle just as she let the shot go. Callinger very active there, talking to the official. And Callinger is going to get a free shot, and she is showing all kinds of courage down there now from the 15 I can bet she's going to go for it. I doubt they'll be able to turn her away, but Blake Bears will come in with their speed. And Callinger comes right in, and the shot is blocked by Florida. It's like she saw it coming, because that's exactly the kind of shot she took. And so a great save, and now Morgan Ramsey just able to capture that outlet pass by the goaltender, Florida. And now Blake, tough sledding on the far side, but she makes the corner, and down the sideline she goes Blake, and she gets stopped right there. That was number 14 for Blake, Peyton Crosby, showing that speed. And now Blake, following the whistle, has it again, and now splitting the defense. Right down the middle she goes. That's number 10 for Blake, Catherine Berry, and she finally gets turned away by Callinger. Callinger gives her a little shove at the hip. No call, though. Now, that is Erin Leigh behind the net for Blake, looking to extend their lead to 2, which would match their largest lead of the game. Now behind the net, Erin Leigh. Leigh with it. Coming right in, trying to do a spin move. Gets pushed back nicely there by number 16. Anna Poland on defense, and now Benilde comes away with it on the turnover. I think that might be Tilly Wolf now off to the races, cuts back towards the middle, coming right down the middle, now gets to the far side. That's number 7, Palmer. Palmer gets turned away. Nice defense by Blake, recovering there. But Benilde now on offense, trying to tie it up. It's been a while since they've scored here, and they have not scored yet in the second half. Now Juckness slows it down on the far side, and her pass, nope, she still has it. Benilde standing around a little bit there. They might be getting a little tired, I can't tell. Now they're doing some movement in between, and the pass intended down there for number 3. I think that was intended for Jane Whoit, and couldn't quite connect, goes out of bounds, and Benilde will retain possession. Looks there's some confusion about who should have possession, and it looks like Blake is going to have possession. Number 14, Peyton Crosby. So Lauren Palmer either confused or just trying to steal it. And now Blake has it, and we're underway. Peyton Crosby coming up the near side. Nice pass in the middle there to Weyerhaeuser. As she comes down, number 11 gets pushed away. Weyerhaeuser still with it. And there's an inlet pass to Weyerhaeuser. She came back around and scores it. No, that's number 10 with it this time. Catherine Berry, cutting in the middle, takes the pass and puts it in the back of the net. And now Blake up 2 at 8-6 with 15:44 to go. Here's that replay. Erin Leigh, and wide open right in the middle of the zone defense. That's where it's usually soft. Catherine Berry gets the goal. The sophomore defender coming right in there nicely, seeing an opening, and nice recognition by Erin Leigh, seeing her wide open. So Benilde's going to have to come up with an answer. The little soft in the middle of that defense there, right in the middle. Now back to the center, and they need face-off wins here for sure, and that is Maggie Anderson, and she's had some success tonight. And this time the ball is loose. Coming away with it is Catherine Berry, as down goes a Benilde player, Wolf. And Blake will retain possession with Catherine Berry, who just got that last goal. Now she's back off to the races again, and Blake is back on offense. That's Amon there, and she gets pushed away. Great defense by Benilde. Wow, both teams very well coached. Berry now gets pushed away. Really excellent lacrosse you're seeing here on ParkTV 16 Sports. I'm glad you're with us. And now we have another whistle as Berry was trotting to her left. Not sure what the infraction is. Now Blake back in business. Spin move there by number 8 for Blake. That is Kylee Gage, and now there's a turnover, and Benilde has it, and that is Piper Elin, number 12. Elin. And that is Morgan Anderson as she brings it across the midfield and turns back around. And then wheels it back to number 16 for Benilde. That's Anna Poland. Poland now to the far near side, and it's going to get away. Chasing it is Gunvalson, and she can't quite hold on to it, and that's going to be a turnover. Very costly there for Benilde, down 2 goals as we approach 14 minutes to go. Catherine Berry now will start it off, and Blake has another opportunity to extend their lead, trying to get to there, and now we have a whistle as Erin Leigh was running on the left sideline. They'll stop the clock at, nope, clock still running, 13:46 to go. Erin Leigh with it. And now she gets it over to number 12 for Blake. That is Calissa Krutel. And she'll bring it around, being guarded closely by Morgan Anderson. Anderson playing very good defense here for Benilde all afternoon. And there's a pass getting away, and trying to get it is Anderson. Tallinger almost scoops it up, but Blake comes up with it again, and that is number 11, Weyerhaeuser. Hauser now gets it to number 2. That is Elliott Morrison. Now behind the net for Blake. Is that Erin Leigh? It usually is, and she loses it, and we got a whistle. I don't know if he's got the flag out there. Puts it back in his pocket. Here's the replay. The ball came loose, and the flag came out. And Blake is going to have a chance, but a pretty tight angle there. Erin Leigh will try to do something with it. Just outside the 10-yard line, but outside the hash mark, she comes to the right and does pull away. Catherine Berry got the last goal, trying to get another one, and there's a shot, and we have another whistle. Here's the replay. Catherine Berry getting harassed. Callinger coming over, and there's the whistle. She raises her hand in frustration, and now Berry will have it at a very tough angle, this time to Brooke Nelson's right. Last time Erin Leigh had that almost exact same angle. And Leigh decided that, but here comes Berry. She takes a shot, and that tough angle was too tough, but now Erin Leigh scoops it up, and Blake still has possession. Erin Leigh will trot it back behind the net. 11:43 to go here in the match, second half here. And kind of a critical stage for both teams. Benilde down 2. They've been down 2 before, but they don't want it to get too far down, especially as that clock starts to tick down. And we have another whistle on the far side, and Blake's going to have another free shot. And they do decide to pass after the free shot, and Erin Leigh saves it from going out of bounds, but they are going to say she didn't catch it soon enough. And looks like Callinger has it, and that's a costly turnover for the Blake Bears. So great opportunity for Benilde. Callinger comes away with it, and she is at full sprint on the far side. She comes across the 30, 4 Blake Bears trying to corral her, and they finally turn her back. Loses it, and she picks it back up. It almost was like an on-purpose move as she gets it to the near side to number 8. That is Franny Scherer, and Scherer draws the whistle, and play is stopped. Clock continues, and now we have a timeout on the field. I'm not sure who took it. It probably was Benilde, since they're in offense, and it's probably not a bad idea. Anna Bowlesby wants to talk it over with 10.5 minutes to go, and her squad down by 2. And a pretty smart move, I would say. So they'll talk it over, and we'll show you how you can find out all the information from the City of St. Louis Park on our Facebook page. Everything you want to know about city government for the City of St. Louis Park, including ParkTV 16 Sports. We have a busy week this week. Following this match, we're going to be bringing you the boys lacrosse game against Blake here from Benilde-St. Margaret's. And then later in the week, we have St. Louis Park lacrosse on Thursday. Benilde-St. Margaret softball on Friday, and then a rare Saturday afternoon noon game, Weyerhaeuser versus St. Louis Park in varsity baseball. So a busy week for ParkTV 16 Sports, where you can find all your high school action from the high schools that are located here in St. Louis Park, including Groves Academy on occasion. So there are actually 3 high schools in the city limits. And Blake is a next door neighbor, so we see them quite often, especially in lacrosse. Both these teams are very good and usually ranked in the top 10 every year, and that is no different this year. But right now, Blake, with a 2-3 record, has the edge. And it is a cold night here. It's right around 40 degrees, steady light rain. Kind of a breeze out there, so not a perfect night to be playing, and it's going to get really cold for the guys here, as they're not going to start up here till about 8 o'clock. All right, looks like the timeout is coming to an end. All right, Benilde will have possession. Franny Scherer, the senior, will have it at the 25-yard line, just inside the right hash mark. Chance to cut the lead to 1 here, and Benilde needs to get going. They want to have a chance to eke out the victory. They're 3-1 coming into this one. Would like to win here at home against their arch rival Blake, and now the ball gets away from Scheer, but it's picked up by number 7, Palmer. Palmer with it now. She wheels behind the net, short pass. Looks like Luxon with it. Now ahead up top to Whoit. Whoit gives it up to Callinger. Callinger, very experienced senior captain out there. Now to Tilly Wolf. Wolf now to Piper Elin. Elin comes and splits the difference and scores right. Nice move there by Piper Elin, and beats Florida again high. And that is where you can beat Florida, to defend the goalie for Blake. And let's look at the replay here. Piper Elin puts the move, gives enough space, splits the defense, comes right in, and the quick goal right at shoulder level. Finds the back of the net, and she is one happy player. That is for sure. Nice job by Piper Elin. That is her 2nd goal of the night. And she cuts the lead to 1 at 8-7 with 9:57 to go. Second half.
Scoring for the Red Knights, number 12, Piper Elin.
And a little bit of a delay here. We go back to the center circle. This time Grace Juckness will take the face off. And she is going against number 8. That is Kylee Gage. So there is the face-off, and Juckness tried to use her height, but coming away with it is Gage. And here comes Blake. Boy, she's showing all kinds of speed. Gets turned around by Callinger, but she's still trying to get through there. Callinger gives her a little push, and she's going to get whistled on that foul. With 9:40 to go, clock still running. And now an opportunity for Blake and Kylee Gage as she fought that face-off and wheeled right down. And from about the 10-yard line, way inside the hash mark, comes right in, shoots, and her bounce pass does not beat Brooke Nelson. But Blake comes back away with it. That's let's see, who is that? Now that's Erin Leigh. Calissa Krutel was number 12. Now back up top. Quick rotation for Blake. Number 6 with it. Anna Fleming. And now another foul. This time on Callinger. She pleads her case to the official. Now Blake will get a free shot here right at the goal line, actually behind the goal. Now that is number 6, Fleming. And this shot and picked up by Callinger. Now she's off to the races on the far side. Crosses the 50, still maintaining that speed as she starts to pull away from the defender, loses it momentarily. Ball still loose, and comes away with it is Benilde. They now have possession on the far side. Trotting around behind, that's Piper. Elin came up with it. And that was a great get. Now Elin has a chance here, spins, takes the, nope, pulls back. Elin still has it. She comes back around. Boy, what great ball control by Elin as she wheels around, especially on this slippery turf. Pass down low, intended and almost complete to number 13, Caroline Pauley, another senior captain. And now number 13, Caroline Pauley, having a chance from the 15-yard line, a couple yards inside the left hash mark, trying to beat Florida here. Madeline, Florida in nets, trying to prevent Benilde from tying it up here. Clock now underway, and the shot, and a goal. Caroline Pauley, the senior captain, ties it up at 8 with 7:12 to go, and we absolutely have ourselves a match here, folks. Look at that shot by Caroline Pauley, beats Florida just inside the left post if you're going towards the goal. And it is getting chilly out here. Half. We're tied here at 8. Been back and forth all evening long. And we go back to the center circle, and there to take the face-off is number 8 for Blake. Kylee Gage, and Gage gets it to Weyerhaeuser for Blake, and they are now back in business. Nice pass there to number 2, Ellie Morrison. Now to Erin, Leigh, and back around the net to number 12. I believe that is Calissa. Krutel. Yes, Krutel with it. And she gets it to the near side to Fleming. Fleming to Morrison. Morrison trying to penetrate, takes a shot, and nice save by Brooke Nelson. It goes out of bounds. It's going to be in favor of Blake. Weyerhaeuser with it. And Ellie Morrison. And there's a shot by Weyerhaeuser, it looks like, and it goes wide left. Actually, that shot was taken by number 6, Fleming. But Blake still has possession, now below 6 minutes. Number 10 with it for Blake. Catherine Berry, she's scored at least once before. Now Fleming with it. And Erin Leigh. That was Krutel. Number 2 with it. That is Ellie Morrison. Morrison tries to split the defense. Ball comes loose. Still loose, picked up by Blake. No, almost. Now picked up by Blake. Number 2, that is Morrison. Over to Krutel. Krutel now tried to get it to Weyerhaeuser, unable to connect, but a whistle. And it looks like Weyerhaeuser's going to get a free shot. Clock still running, now below 5 minutes, and a free opportunity here for Weyerhaeuser right in front. Brooke Nelson versus Weyerhaeuser. And there's the whistle and the shot, and she beats it. No goal this time, but out of bounds, and Blake still has possession. Under 4.5 minutes to go. Score tied at 8. Now Erin Leigh with it behind the net. Erin Leigh looking looking for an opening. Weyerhaeuser gets blocked in the middle now. That's Krutel. Krutel trying to spin move, comes right in on Brooke Nelson, takes the shot and scores it on the bounce pass shot. Krutel, pretty much unassisted, does a spin move and puts it behind Brooke Nelson. Here she is. Goes right by Grace Juckness. Juckness trying to stop, and there's the shot right between the legs of Brooke Nelson on the bounce shot. Krutel takes the shot and gives Blake the edge at 9-8 with just under 4 minutes to go. In fact, there's 3:58 to go here, second half, but don't go anywhere, folks. Benilde has a knack of coming right back, and now we go to the center circle for the all-important face-off, and now they are really getting important here. The team could freeze out the ball if they wanted to with just this small amount of time left, and now the face-off goes to Blake once again, and they have had the edge most of the night on those face-offs, and that is proving costly, especially late. Krutel now back to Erin, Leigh, and Blake is back on offense with 3:44 to go. Krutel now, and it does look like Blake is going to spread it out and try to freeze the ball a little bit. It's exactly what they're going to do. Just rely on their expert passing and catching. As long as they don't turn it over. There is Weyerhaeuser. And they are really spreading it out, but Benilde is playing very aggressively as they need to. 3:20 to go. They got to come up with the ball here. Figure out a way to pop it loose now to the near side. And Catherine Berry, and they are absolutely in the John Wooden freeze. My goodness. They are not even trying to disguise it as they are way out past the 30-yard line. Forcing Benilde to come out of their tight zone there, and that can make them vulnerable for a goal if they do decide to look underneath. But right now they are content just to play catch as we're under 3 minutes, and they are doing an excellent job of it. Erin, Leigh, now to Krutel. Excellent passing and catching right there. They move that ball around. Benilde just needs to pop it loose here. Gotta force a turnover. That's Amon now spinning back and forth, being guarded closely by Wolf. Now Krutel, and they're using every bit of that space. Just a textbook freeze the ball, pass it, move it around. 2:18 to go now. Blake just moving it around expertly here. Look at that pass and catch. Benilde still chasing. Blake tiring them out. Now Amon almost maybe wanted to go towards the net there. And you think they are going to take their shot here. We're now under 2 to go here. Boy, they are putting on a clinic of passing and catching here. Oh, and there's the miss that Benilde was hoping for. And it goes out of bounds, and there's the turnover they needed with 1:49 to go. Picking it up for Benilde. This is their chance. Caroline Pauley, who got the last goals, now on the near sideline. Being guarded by Morgan Ramsey. Here comes Pauley running fast down to the 10, looking to her left. Now gets it behind the net. 1:39 to go. And there's a whistle in front. And Benilde is going to get a shot chance here to tie it up from the far, about the 45-degree angle. That's number 6. Maitland locks in, a chance to tie it here. Can't believe she's not going to try to take a shot. Tough angle, though. And here's the whistle. And the shot way over the crossbar and out of bounds. Benilde still going to keep possession, though. And great defense coming in from the right side to thwart that shot, actually, was Peyton Crosby. That's why she missed so badly. And now Blake does have it. So wasted opportunity for Benilde as we got a 1:17 to go, and Blake now trying to get it across midfield, draws the whistle. That was number 15 with it for Blake, Elliott Mitchell. And she'll retain possession. And are we going to have a card? Yep. And now leaving the field of play is number 6, Maitland Luxon. Is she going to take a knee? Yes, she is. And boy, that could not have come at a worse time for Benilde. Lexington 2 minutes for slashing with less than 2 to go, 1:14. So Blake with a goal lead is going to have a player advantage. And now Benilde is going to need a turnover here. And they get it. Or do they? Yes, they do. Maggie Anderson scoops it up and tries to get it ahead and almost does to number 3, Whoit. Ball still loose, picked up by Blake's number 14, Peyton Crosby, who's played well. And look at that pass ahead, nicely done on the far side. Blake with it, 49 seconds to go. Wow, what a pass and catch by number 2 for Blake. Ellie Morrison catching that lead pass, and now Blake just taking control here. That's Weyerhaeuser, number 11, coming across to the far side. Oh, almost a miss there. Lack of concentration, rare. Now ball loose, picked up by number 8 for Blake. Kylee Gage, ball loose again, and a whistle. And Blake looks like they're going to retain possession. Clock stop with just 17 seconds to go, 9-8. Blake with the ball and the 1-goal lead. Still with possession now. Krutel, number 12, Gallagher tracing her. Now comes back out to the near side to number 10, Barry. 4 seconds to go, and I think this is going to be it. And there is the final horn, and there is your final scores. Blake holds on, and I do mean holds on, and wins 9-8 here. So they go to 3-3. Benilde falls to 3-2. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone and our camera crew, I'm Robert Christensen. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.